The last stand of Westeros has arrived. Hey, what's up guys, it's Fish here and welcome back to some more Seven Kingdoms Total War. Today we have an amazing scenario, kind of in honor of the last episode of Season 7 coming out tonight. I felt like we would kind of have a survival scenario between the kind of supporting Westerosian factions at the wall on this really cool custom map battle, which I'll link in the description down below, against a huge army of whites. I think there's around about 24 to 25,000 soldiers in this battle, mainly just for whites with their huge numbers ready to descend upon this force of Westerosians who look to hold the line. And I guess I'm calling these guys Westerosians, but there are Unsullied here, there are Dothraki, but overall it should just be an epic looking battle. Just look at our formation. This is the last stand for the protection of Westeros. I did want to have Lannisters here, but unfortunately when we tried to get 4 people in the game, the map wouldn't allow us to do that. So unfortunately the Lannisters aren't here. I did think about putting the Lannisters in the undead army, just to like in almost like a play that Cersei joined up with the undead, but I thought that was maybe a bit too far-fetched. So yeah, we're not going to do that. But we do have Stark with all the northern houses. We have the Vale and we have the Essos faction, so Daenerys' army with the Targaryens. I guess we'll just call them Targaryens from now on. So cool, let's run through the army comps really quickly and then we'll jump straight into the battle. So we have some on this far, I guess our far left flank. We have some of the beautiful looking Vale swordsmen. The Vale are just such a good looking unit in this mod. They really have just absolutely nailed it. So the Vale swordsmen are going to be holding the front line. They're going to have some of the Knights of the Vale as well on the far left flank. So it's going to be up to these guys to do some really good hit and run tactics. And again, you can just see their pure strength. And oh, that looks so amazing with the wall in the background. That is just awesome. The map creator did a good job at creating this because that just looks beautiful. It really does. Then as we continue to make our way down the line, we have some of the men from Runestone. I believe this is from the faction. It's obviously a house in the Vale. I can't remember off my head, but I think it's called Runestone, the house. Or maybe this is House Royce, but I don't think it is. I think because it's got all the runestones around it, this is that house. But maybe I'm mistaken. Apologies if I am. So yeah, it doesn't actually say right there. Then as we go back, we have Jean Royce as well, commanding the men. You can see obviously him from the TV show. Then as we continue to make our way down the battle line, we can see my army, which I have some of the Stark infantry, the Stark longbowmen on my front line. Then behind them, I have some of the men at arms. These are kind of my weaker infantry, but they're still pretty good. And then I have the guardsmen, which have a bit more armor across them. And I imagine everyone does have the special dragonglass swords to help beat back the enemy. Then behind them I have some men from McGlovers. McGlovers have dispatched me with a unit of infantry. The Hornwoods, who helped me in the Battle of the Bastards, are going to be holding back my flank. And I also have some of the House Mormont men as well. They're going to be very, very fierce this battle. Finally, I have Jon Snow in his unit. He's obviously going to be leading the rest of the Stark and Northman defense. And then finally, we have the armies of Daenerys Targaryen. Some of the Second Sons have come across the ocean or across the sea to support us in this final stand. We have some of the Second Son longbowmen. Behind them we have the elite Unsullied with their awesome looking shields. Very, very cool indeed. Then behind them we have some more Second Son javelins to try and pick away at the enemy. Some more of my Stark spears right there. As we continue to go back, we have some of the Unsullied swords. So not the spear variant. These guys are pretty good. Nothing too crazy, but they'll definitely hold their own, that is for sure. Then finally, on this far right flank, we have a whole line of these Dothraki Blood Riders, and they are looking for an engagement right now, looking for an honourable death in battle, and I'm sure the undead are very much willing to give it to them. So if we can see the undead army, they literally just spawn this entire battle line, and this is a huge map as well. You can just see their numbers in the woodlands, and they have 2 very, very similar units. At the moment, I imagine we might see more of them in the break between Season 7 and 8. The map creator will probably focus more on adding in a proper white faction, but we have these kind of just normal whites, and then behind them we have an entire army of these ancient whites, which are a bit faster, a bit more magical, but they do very much the same damage. So cool, let's get this battle started. I'm excited to see what these Westerosian factions can do, because obviously we're playing this battle live because the replay doesn't work. So we'll just tell everyone playing in this game to go, 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 and I imagine the undead will just start moving towards us. Oh, it does not look good. The balance of power is horrific, not in our favor. We do have 7,000 soldiers, so we definitely stand a chance. And I think we stand a pretty good chance, if I'm honest. Obviously, they have a lot more men. They have 5,000 more men. But that's not too crazy if you think about it. Like, we're not even outnumbered. Oh, we're almost outnumbered 2-1, but not quite. And that's some pretty good odds right there. I will take that. I will take that all day. So the enemy are going to be amassing their forces now, I imagine making their way towards us as fast as they can. There is also going to be some lag in this battle, obviously. There's a lot of units in this engagement. I'll try and slow-mo it during the battle phases if it does get too bad. Playing live battles, not against the AI though, really does help out the engagement. Because what I can end up doing is I can, what I can get the enemies to do is not clump up their forces, which is one of the major issues when you're playing these huge battles against the AI. The AI really does seem to just commit all their forces and make it really laggy, whereas in this case, what we can do is just get the people playing as the White Walkers to simply just, you know, almost like balance their attacks, so they send in almost like waves straight away in the engagement, which should hopefully help out the lag. But yeah, do remember, we do have over 20,000 soldiers in this battle, so it's to be expected that it's going to be a bit laggy here and there. Hopefully not too bad, especially as we have the wall in the background as well. The Vale Knights are going to be so important to our victory. Jon Royce has sent them out all the way over here, and that just looks so spectacular. I really love the map the map maker's made, so make sure to go over to his map in the description and let him know that you definitely want to see him make more maps, because that's the best way to get these people to make more maps, is by telling them that you want to see more. They'll be much more motivated to work on these maps, and maybe we can actually get a proper working siege map, because obviously at the moment you can't actually go on the wall or anything like that. But maybe one day, maybe someone will make a proper battle map. And oh, the horde is just so long. It is unrelenting. You can already see it starting to cave in a bit. This right flank is going to be extremely deadly. I imagine the Unsullied and the Second Sons are going to have a hard fight. But they're pretty good right now. They're obviously elite forces. They are more than capable of defending this, and I'm sure they will try their best to do so. Yeah, I love the look of a Targaryen sigil on the shields, especially in their defensive formation as well. They just look so cool, they really do. The Unsullied are always a great looking unit, and we finally will get to see some of them as well in the latest episode finally, because they've obviously been in Casterly Rock for so long. Is the archer fire happening already? Any of my archers firing? Oh, I also have a catapult as well, so let's get this bad boy shooting. I think we'll go combustion rounds, get this catapult to unleash its fire straight away. The archers should be on fire at will as well. Crap. Yeah, stick these guys on fire at will. Hopefully they'll start volleying. The artillery does so much damage as well to get some good hits. Yeah, look at that already. Killing a good amount. And then the fire arrow is pouring in. Give them hell. On my signal, unleash hell. And that's exactly what these archers are doing. We're going to have to make sure we bring back the archers at some point, though. We definitely do not want them to get stuck into the battle and caught up by the enemy. So we will be sure to bring them back when the order is given. So yeah, let's get ready to bring these dudes back any second now. I think they can probably get one more volley off as we can see them down the battle line, just waiting for the order to shoot. I think Jon would be more like inclined to actually volley here, but he's not. He's holding the fire from these guys. The undead are luckily kind of in a very diagonal round, but we're gonna have to retreat back now, I think. Yeah, let's save our archers. It's much better we save our archers than let them get caught by the enemy. So we'll bring them back. Archers come back. Then the infantry line will get to form up our shield wall. So let's do that. Infantry, form shield wall. So they'll form up into a really nice tight formation, which should be really useful. And the enemy are soon to clash. So we have over 20,000 soldiers. The first engagement is going to occur down on this far left flank between the men of the Vale and the undead whites. This is going to be the first little battle. And I mean, look at this. Like, we've got 21,000 soldiers fighting, and it's all pretty clean right now, not super laggy. And this is obviously going to be down to hopefully the enemy not clumping up their units too badly. Yeah, you could, oh my god, there's even more of them. I didn't realize, I thought this was all they had, but they have even another line making its way in. My infantry is going to be holding next as well. We're actually going to immediately pop one of our banner upgrades as well right here, the leader ability on this central point. I really want to try and break the enemy as best as I can. The artillery should be in range of their units over here, so we'll focus that down. But we are struggling already against the enemy whites. I think maybe what we want to do is just try and send in some cavalry, maybe? I don't know. We're struggling. Maybe we send in some of the Hornwoods. Yeah, we'll send in a unit of the Hornwoods to try and give the Stark infantry a bit of a like kind of a defense right here, because at the moment they are struggling. Oh, it doesn't help as well that we're shooting our men in the back. Let's avoid that. Let's avoid that. We don't want to shoot our own men in the back. That would not be good. Yeah, the men moving in. So now everyone is like pretty much engaged. We'll go down to slow-mo just for a little bit. This should help out with our lag issues. It is annoying though, because it does get rid of the fighting sound effects. In Medieval 2, when you went slow-mo, it never did, which was always annoying. But nice, the Knights of the Vale are going to come in, and they're hopefully going to do a lot of damage to these ancient whites. Oh, look at the beautiful look. The Knights of the Vale just look so awesome. And I mean, the battle line is beautiful as well. We can see it going down the entirety of the engagement. We're going to be getting some pretty heavy lag here. Hopefully this cleans up again. Obviously, remember, we have 22,000 soldiers in this battle. Hopefully it doesn't continue to be this bad, though, because this is a bit gross. Hopefully we'll still get some decent fighting. We'll tell our artillery to hold fire for now, hoping to push on and go back to the main engagement in the front line. It's going to be heavily towards the Starks. I mean, I think I just need to break this central line. And then, yeah, I think we're going to go... Everything we have is going to break the central line. And then what I'm going to try and do is try and push my men round the flanks and swallow up whatever's here. Oh, we also have some Dothraki as well over on the right flank. The Dothraki are biding their time, waiting to be pushed into to the fighting. Looking very good. Because this map was originally meant for the Stannis engagement, which I'm going to be uploading on my channel sometime this week. So if you guys want to see the battle with Stannis as he goes and kills all the wildlings, make sure to drop a like on the video and obviously also subscribe. Yeah, we're going to push some of our Mormont soldiers through this gap right here. Try and make that count. We're also going to go back to normal speed. Hopefully nothing too crazy does happen as more of the undead come flying in as the Vale Knights are doing the best we have. Yeah, the Vale Knights are doing so good. Helping out the men from Runestone. Yeah, this is really useful from the Vale Knights. They are winning this battle. Well, not winning this battle, but severely helping us in this battle. Does look like the whites are going to be silencing us a bit there, but the Mormont soldiers should be able to kill them. And we obviously want to see this little charge right here by the men of the Vale. Beautiful. Laggy, but beautiful. I mean, sometimes you just got to embrace the lag when it's these types of engagements. I mean, the battle is just epic. And I really can't wait till future Total Wars where they have a better optimized game. Because Attila is really, really unoptimized. Which is a shame because it's just so epic to have this many men in the battlefield. You know, this is Total War, you know. We're also going to volley some of our archers back here now as well. Probably tell our catapult to hold fire. Get our archers to shoot. Catapult, hold fire. Yeah, more archer fire coming in because we're going to need all the help we can get. The Hornwoods are actually really helping our battle line. These Stark infantrymen struggled a little bit. Yeah, these Stark men are struggling, but if we send in more infantry to help out again, try and do that tactic I said. Let the enemy break upon our center, try and then kill them all, and then we'll flip round. Let's see how the Unsullied are doing. We haven't really looked at the Unsullied at all. Oh, these are still my Stark infantrymen. Oh, some of the undead have actually made their way to my back line. That's not too good. We should probably be paying a bit more attention. Oh, the Unsullied have been ripped apart as we just look down this battle line. Yeah, the Unsullied have been ruined. They're back to their sword infantry line now. I guess their Dragonglass spears were just not enough. Interesting fact as well, in the books, Dragonglass only kills White Walkers. But in the TV show, it seems that they kill both the zombies and the White Walkers themselves. So they're starting to get a bit outflanked here on this far left flank. Luckily, we have the edge of the map, which is definitely going to be helping us out. Again, let's form up our missiles to be shooting something important. And I think John's going to go in a second. I think we're going to have to commit John to this engagement. We're going to push in some of our reinforcements. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to send in more of our Mormont infantry. And then John's going to come over and help out. Try and plug this gap. The rest of our knights, I guess we do have a decent amount of men here. And we do have some of the Unsullied holding our right flank as well. So let's push around here and then charge into the side of these guys. Try and hit the Ancient White Horde really effectively. John is going to be going in on horseback. Trying to use his heavy cavalry. Nice. That's going to be ripping through the undead. I'm actually really impressed. We had a few kind of heavy lag spikes in the beginning of the battle, but now it's not too bad at all. The majority of the gameplay is smooth. That's not bad for Attila, like, at all. How's the Archer Fire doing? I mean, the Hornwoods as well are proving their worth. Like, I'm impressed by the House Hornwood. Also, the Men of the Vale have completely cleared up. There's a few undead still left remaining. They pretty much completely cleared up this front line. Shout out to them. They're still struggling a little bit, but I think it's the right flank. Yeah, look at this. There's still so many undead still left remaining. How many in total now? So we have 4,000 men left. The undead have 7,000. Oh, this is going to be a close-ass battle. The Vale really need to push around. I'm actually going to go ahead and try and get him to do that now with his men. Because it does look like he's now breaking all the undead here. So I'm going to signal him to push round and try and help us out. How's John doing as well? Can we actually find John on the battlefield? Because that's one of the awesome things about Seven Kingdoms, is you actually get to see the general on the battlefield. Unfortunately, he's no better than any other man, but it's still awesome just to see him. And there he is, Robb Stark, fighting along his men who helped him win the Battle of the Bastards. Oh, I definitely should have brought some House Manly infantry as well. I kind of missed out on bringing some House Manly infantry. There we go. You can see him, the wall in the background. Very, very awesome. We do still have some shots with our artillery as well. The archer fire is still coming in. I think I'm going to commit my archers elsewhere now. Okay, you guys can go off loose formation because it's not like we're receiving any missile fire anyway. And just hold your fire as well. We're going to go into this. Oh no, wait, shit, crap, that's not good. Okay, we need some more knights. Knights, come over here. Help the archers out. Yeah, our front line is broken pretty badly. With a few more infantrymen still left remaining. We've got cavalry coming over. We need to try and convey a message to the Vale to come over here. Vale, we need support here. Send your men round. Send your men round. We need help. We are losing in the center. We did push in our knights though. They charged in, but they're not doing too much damage. A lot of our archers as well are having to fight as I was over here, right? The unsullied general has got off his horse. Who is this, Daenerys? Yeah, this is Dario, yeah. This is Dario with some of his soldiers. You can see him right there. Is that supposed to be? No, this is Dario. Obviously, this is Dario. I look nothing like him. A few undead by his feet. How's Glover doing? Oh, nice. Some of the Dothraki have come and helped me. All of Westeros is coming together for this battle. Has John managed to win back here? John's done a good job. Our left flank does seem to be struggling a little bit. Yeah, we're definitely losing infantry, and our archers are having to be committed to this fight. Hold firm, boys. We'll pop some more of our abilities here. House Mormont are doing us a solid. Let's get on the cavalry as they chase them down. Yeah, and what we'll do for the Stannis battle, what we'll make sure to do is we'll just have like an entire army of cavalry going up against a wildling army. It should be insane. We'll have like the wildling army here, and then the whole of Stannis' cavalry just coming around the side of them. They'll have to quickly reform as best as they can. And it should be awesome, so make sure to subscribe for that. It does look like the whites on my side. My center is definitely broken. My allies seem to be performing a little bit better though.
They're not done yet.
But it does look like the last kind of vanguard for the whites, their reserves, are making their way up now into the final part of the battle. The balance of power is still very, very, very much in favor of the White Walkers. But we will fight hard here. We have 2,000 men left. The whites have 4,000. So we're definitely doing good. But this battle could go either way. How is John doing? John is still fighting some whites. But the Vale are starting to move more men around. Thank God the Vale have came to our need once again. We can see their knights once more making their way through the battlefield. Looking awesome with them shields. I love the Vale shields. And they're going to be charging into the back of the enemy ranks. Swords drawn. Evil shall not win this day. The enemy is death. And maybe we don't have to understand it, but we will make sure they get punished. These White Walkers are waiting for commands from, or these whites are waiting for commands from the whites. But they're just going to get run down. Awesome. Make them feel the Westerosian steel. Or I guess it's more dragonglass than anything else. But you guys get what I mean. How's John doing? Because we are kind of trying to be a bit more cinematic and not spend too much time commanding this battle, which is why you've definitely seen me not do the best tactics in this battle. Yeah, everyone come over to the right flank now. yeah, we definitely need to reinforce. Luckily, the Vale are sending more of my knight or more of their spear infantry over to help John, who is currently being a bit surrounded right now. That's fine. He's just killing the last couple of these dudes. You guys are going to go into there. Oh, Daenerys' forces. Unfortunately, there is no dragon to come this day. But yeah, Daenerys is pushing in the last of our army. She has a few of these second-song longbows, trying to take off as many of them as possible. But I think Daenerys has been beaten. The Vale are our only hope. We only have 5 units of infantry left. This brave unit. This is a good old unit of swordsmen still left remaining. I guess come and help John out as best you can. Saving John is our #1 priority, obviously, because we've been broken everywhere else. Go on, let's look at the battle line as well. You can see where this battle has taken place just by the sheer amount of dead bodies. That's pretty horrific. I'm impressed though. The Vale Cavalry definitely won us the day on that flank. Definitely not won us the day completely though, as the enemy have a bunch more fresh units making their way in. Stark Infantry are doing their best, supported by the Stark Knights as well. You can just see them there. The wall in the background. More men pushing in. We're definitely routing a large portion of the enemy. And I mean, John's doing good as well. I'm impressed how John has put up. He put up a good fight. I think one of the most deadly things, though, is the undead don't rout. So that just gives them such a good advantage. We need to come over, though. Join up with our allies. Oh, the Essos faction. Daenerys, the Targaryens have been just destroyed. That is bad as well. Oh yeah, also one of the things I'm looking forward to, I think a lot of people have been looking forward to, maybe we'll get some Clegane Bowl in tonight's episode. That's what I'm looking forward to. I think that's what a lot of people have been waiting for, is the Clegane Bowl. Jackie, pull back and join me. Yeah, I am on you, don't you worry. We'll fall back here. John is still pretty healthy, so he can go alongside the cavalry forces, and then I guess we'll form up whatever we have left remaining on the front line with the Vale. You know, one of the things, I guess, as well, the undead would be raising, like, the White Walkers would be raising all these dead people as well as the battle goes on. Oh, I think Dario. I don't know why I keep on calling him Daenerys. Is that, like, in the books? I can't even remember. It's been so long since I've read them. Yeah, Dario has now been killed. So, Daenerys' force has died. However, I am still alive. John is still alive to lead the northern people to victory. Our catapult is actually still alive as well. Not for much longer, though. Not for much longer. Run if you can. Everyone else form up. So it's going to be the last stand of the Northmen and the Vale. Once again, we came together to fight off the Mad King once, and now we will come together to fight off the undead. I think that's, they're just checking behind them to see if any of their pals are being risen up. Very awesome, though. Looking great. John is obviously still alive, so we're going to have to use him very effectively. Yeah, we'll put the archers behind the battle line. No, some nice tactics here. I guess we'll put House Mormont as well in here. The undead are coming closer and closer. The Vale Knights are in the woods still. How are we looking balanced power-wise? Pretty good. Oh, well, we're outnumbered 2-1. But that's not too bad. We can definitely... I mean, but the thing is that the enemy can rout. I think our knights are the most important thing here. The fact that we still have knights left remaining will hopefully give us the victory. But I just don't know who will win this day. Hopefully it is Westeros as the undead slowly close in. I'm really impressed with the lag as well. I thought this was going to be much more laggier than it was. If you go back and watch some of my older videos, which I did like a year ago or so, then battles are extremely laggy, and that's just sheerly down to the AI clumping up their units. So this does mean we can do some pretty big Attila battles. So if you guys are looking forward to some huge Attila battles like this, which end up getting pretty lag free towards the end of the battle, then make sure to drop a like on this video and let me know in the comments as well. As we have the Vale Spearmen killing the Ancient Ones. It's so funny as well how they're just bleeding. Obviously the Whites don't have any blood whatsoever. Some more infantry charging in here. They're going to be up against the Men of Runestone. And this is good for us. The fact that they're attacking in parts, like slowly but surely, you know, attacking in waves. We can defend this. We can hold this back.
The men are wavering.
Some of our men are wavering. Oh, are my archers even shooting them? My archers aren't even shooting. Come on, boys. It's up to you dudes to start taking down. Every arrow must count. Why are you guys not? I guess they're not on fire at will. Probably be the case. Oh, they're also being engaged upon a little bit as well. Let's fall these dudes back. The Vale Knights. Oh no, they're running. That was my bad, both for not really paying attention. And I guess the Vale Knights are making their move. John is probably going to... I kind of want us to get him to stay here just to help hold the line. But I think a lot of our infantry are just going to straight up route. So maybe having John here is a good idea. As you know, we need to push down this flank and break them as soon as possible. Because if we don't break them, they're going to run through some of our smaller elite units. And here we go, the charge, the last battle of our time. The only hope for Westeros. Oh, I mean, that doesn't help us, though. Even though we've killed the enemy general, it doesn't really matter. Because the enemy general can just, you know, the whites don't take morale damage at all. So, because of that, they can just keep on pushing in more and more men. And it doesn't really affect them. It still does look very cool, though. Both sides fighting hard. I guess we'll have to try and actually play a bit more tactically as well, as the Vale Knights come flying around. Yeah, nice. Oh, there's so many of our infantrymen are routing. Just fight, boys. Fight to the end. I guess we're going to have to come in here as well now. All the cavalry are going to make their way in and just try and end this. Our infantry line does seem to be routing. We're going to get on board with Jon Snow's unit as they come swords bearing into the enemy ranks. Very nice indeed. Cool. We just have to try and do this. Try and kill as many of them as possible. We have more of the Vale Knights. Charging into the back ranks. That was a really good charge. We're going to kill a lot of them on that charge. I just don't think we have enough right now. All our infantry have routed now. We mustn't have many men left. We just literally have our cavalry. Yeah, well, we have 600 against 2,000. It looks like the whites are going to claim this. However, we are not going to go down without a fight. We will fight to the end. And I mean, hopefully, Cersei can come to our senses and defend the realm. It seems kind of crazy that we're relying on Cersei to save the realm, but maybe she can achieve that. And obviously, the Dornish still have... Oh, no, the Dornish lost... No, the Dornish have their entire army still left remaining, at least in the TV show. So hopefully they can maybe still do something. Hopefully they can still achieve victory. Because the Reach probably still have some men left, obviously. They have a lot of their vassals we haven't seen. The Ironborn, at this point, still have their army left as well. So we can have lots more people coming down. But maybe we'll have a follow-up battle to this where we have all the, whatever remains of these factions fighting in the south. That could be kind of a fun battle. Yeah, if you guys want to see that, make sure to drop a like and a comment down below, letting me know you want to see that. And maybe we can have the Lannisters, the Ironborn, and the Reach, and say the Dornish fighting against the undead again. We actually have some Vale infantry, swordsmen still left remaining. The Vale have definitely proven their worth this day, and Jon is fighting hard as well, as best as he can. I guess we'll pop our encourage ability on this unit of this ally unit of Reachmen to stop them from routing. Try and get these guys to stay for as long as possible. And any of my units exhausted? They don't seem to be too exhausted, as the Vale are just doing hammer and anvil strikes against the undead forces. Very nice indeed. I feel like it is just a little too late though, and we just don't have the manpower to win. I mean, we actually killed like 1,000 in not too long. That's pretty impressive. Jon is going to carry on fighting. I'm actually going to watch him. Let's see if we can find him on this battlefield. Yeah, there he is with Longclaw fighting in the front lines. Oh yeah, that was also something someone noticed in the last episode, season 7, episode 6. You actually saw Longclaw, Longclaw have eyes. So either Bran was watching for Jon, or maybe it was Benjen, or maybe it was the Night King. But yeah, you saw someone actually like almost walk into the sword, which is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy indeed, but that's possible. But I guess we'll get a lot more answers in tonight's episode, as Jon continues to fight off the undead, or what remains of them. Which is quite a lot. There is quite a lot undead still left remaining. I think it's over 1,000. And obviously they can then just, after this battle, raise up all the soldiers that we then lost in this engagement as well. But we will fight as hard as we can. We have the men of the Vale holding firm. For Wrath for Ruin, my my ally says. The wrath for ruin in the world's end. Yeah, come and aid me, my good sir. Come and aid me as the undead just completely surround us. But I mean, it's been a pretty epic battle. One of my favorite for sure on the channel. Definitely one of my favorite. Has turned out awesomely. And that's just so, like, I love mods on Total War. Like, Seven Kingdoms have done a great job. Their models are probably some of the best in the Total War community. Like, for sure. This battle was just epic. 22,000 man, you know, last stand of Westeros. Not been a bad engagement at all. Hey, how do we have? 21,000 in total? Yeah, 21,000 man, last stand of Westeros against the Night King. As we have the final charge coming in, the men of the Vale are going to be hammering as deep into the enemy ranks as possible. Jon is still fighting on, cutting down the enemy as best he can. I'm going to pop on his pop on this ability on Jon so that he can just fight a little bit harder. We can see the rest of the men dropping. We've definitely done some decent damage to the enemy, for sure. I just don't think it's going to be enough at all. How many men do they have left? They only have 1,000 left, but we only have 100 left. And Jon is 50 of them men, so unfortunately it's not going to look good. But I mean, the whites still have to cross the wall, and we've definitely killed a lot of them. But as I said earlier, I guess they can just raise up the undead anyway, or the dead, to make them undead after the battle. Jon Snow has died on the field of battle. No! Fight over his body. Look at this dude as well. He's just like passed out. He did a bit of a heavy night drinking. But Jon has gone down, and I think that is going to be it for the last alliance of Westeros. As they try and come up against a greater evil. Is Jon Royce still alive? I think Jon Royce is still alive. Somewhere, yeah. He's still alive. Oh, did I see him? I think I saw him. With what remains of his men. And he's going to be going out for one last charge. One last brave charge as the rest of the Vale Knights are getting killed now. The Vale have... I want to see how many kills the Vale actually got, because they definitely got a lot more than any of us. You can see they're coming in for another charge here. Sending a lot of the undead back, but I think they'll get back up from that charge. We definitely provided admirably. There's 700 of them left. Maybe if I was paying more attention in this battle, we could have ended up winning this. But I was, you know, focusing quite heavily on commentary and trying to get you guys some good cinematic shots, which I definitely think I did manage to achieve. As we just have the last couple Stark infantry going up against the whites. Being slain, though, there is no hope. Only a fool's hope, as Gandalf would say. We can just see them soon to be completely surrounded. How the Vale doing? The Vale are completely surrounded now as well.
The men are broken and running for their lives.
Oh, the Vale textures is just so awesome. And there we go, a valiant defeat. I'm going to save the replay just in case it does work, but I don't think it will. And cool, let's go ahead and end that battle, and we'll get to check out who got the most kills and who did the worst. Probably me. I probably did the worst. I lost pretty much my entire army. Holy crap! Jon Snow killed 738 soldiers. When the hell did that happen? I don't remember him getting 700 kills in that. I barely even used him. That's pretty impressive by Jon Snow's unit. We look at everyone else. See some of the Hornwood infantry getting 400. The guardsmen getting 300, or almost 300. Not bad. 700 kills. That is insane. The forces of Daenerys Targaryen, Jon Snow doing pretty good. The Dothraki really standing out though, and then the forces of the Vale. Yeah, better luck next time, Jon Royce. Not quite 700 kills like Jon Snow. The guardsmen from Runestone did pretty decently, and then the cavalry, but obviously the Vale Knights cutting down so many of the undead. All of the undead forces as well did decent. You don't too often get to see them with over hundreds of kills, so not too bad whatsoever. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle. If you did, please make sure to drop a like and a comment down below. Let me know if you want to see them battles I suggested, the one where we have the Lannister, Ironborn, Reach and Dornish forces fighting the undead, and then maybe I'll do some other, because we've been doing a lot of White versus Westeros battles recently. Maybe we'll do some of, well, obviously we have the Stannis and Wildling battle coming soon, so that should be fun, and maybe we'll do like an Ironborn versus Unsullied battle, or maybe even the Siege of Castle Rock. That's something I need to do as well. So yeah, make sure to drop a like and a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time, and enjoy the last episode of Season 7.